Okay, I made a little small report. Okay, and I'm going to add some other stuff that I didn't write down. So, at the end of the day, when I kind of went, ah, there was a feeling of separateness when I saw the little video of Ren emotional on stage after he had sang a song, and on the title it said Ren has realized that his dream has come true. And I did feel separate with that because I had the realization that I don't have any idea what was going on in his mind or what he was thinking during that experience, and to try and imagine that being about myself or trying to make it about what is happening now does not feel appropriate to me. Okay. And so that's a feeling of separateness. That's his experience, and there's all kinds of things that go into making music that I am not aware of what he does, and I don't know that kind of feeling of being on stage and feeling flooded with emotion. Now, um, so that was a um, thing that I told myself that is a place where that is seems like a territory where I cannot go, because I don't think it's a good situation to try and make all experiences that another person is having about yourself. It's it's not anything that feels good to me. And so, and also, if I thought about my dreams coming true as far as wanting the relationship to work out and everything, I don't want to get into a mental place of convincing myself of something that I'm not certain of. It's like that's like celebrating um, that you did any kind of achievement before it's actually been done. It's like I do not want to do anything like that. So that's where my feelings went. Now, um, the places where I did feel connected was when I heard his voice inside of my head, and I could also hear his accent very specifically when he was saying that he didn't care about my age and how I feel like, wonder if I'm, you know, past my prime or whatever you want to say, that I'm insecure about looking older. Sometimes I don't even feel like I recognize myself, and it drops me some. And then when he's able to lift me up and say that he cares about me more than that, that feels good to me, because I don't know that I can lift myself up in that kind of way, because it's not anything that you can, age is not something that you can like change about yourself. And to be like looking in the mirror and thinking, where did all that time go? I still don't feel like I've gotten there yet. So that that really felt good to me today. Now, I wrote, I felt like it was a true union when we connect in telepathy, and the images helped me to imagine when he put his headphones on that he was listening to me on the computer, and you know, in presence. that we were experiencing togetherness. And then I started thinking about how at some point I had read that a person who loves their spirit is a thumbsucker. So I wondered about that and my attachment to, like, I was thinking about that all day. What is this attachment that I even have that feels like it's difficult to pull myself away from it? And I decided that it's that feeling of being in communion with my spirit. I like the communication a lot more than I like other things. Like that, being able to talk with each other and do that through how I write or how I speak. And then also in my mind, that is exactly what pulls me away from feeling like I'm all alone. So it feels like that we have a true relationship going on all of the time because of this special connection that we communicate. Stop, guys! That we communicate with each other. So, true union and that type of feeling, trying to experience what he's doing, and make that about myself, like the vicarious type of things. That's not something I can do. But as far as in the moment, yes. And I wrote down, I like the spontaneity throughout the day, and to incorporate that kind of guessing thing about who is the one was the question, because he kept saying, well, before he had said caskets is the one, and then I was like, okay, we need to think about what kind of name means one. And I didn't even think about Simone. I do remember that name before, being one of his favorites. But the name that came up was Jasper, and so that I thought was a better connection, because it reminded me of the Precious song, and that Precious song made me cry so many times, because that was one of the first realizations that I could see that he knew something about me because of that map and that little turquoise car, and how it reminded me a little bit of something that my dad had made for me. So that was like connecting that to the casket song was a good connection, because I feel like that, yes, like that it is real. And so in putting that name with Salem, I thought it was good. With tears are salt water, aren't they? Was good because it's that true chest connection. Now I left the C with a period, because I don't know, I started to feel a little bit strange about always making these children's names about other people instead of trying to make it more about ourselves. And so I tried to make that our little thing, even though it's other people's names or names that we made up or names that we remember in other areas. Now, I do also like the Jasper name, thinking about Dracula, because of all the things that I've done with pouring blood in my garden and saying that I was trying to attract my husband and summon my children into existence by doing those type of things. I liked that. So, um, what else? Okay, I liked it. Okay, so I put that little frog there about Constantine because I was like, there was something that came up. I should start taking more notes. There was something that came up with the word CON in it that reminded me of Matthew McConaughey, but then I remembered Connor, and then I was like, what is my favorite con name? And then I was like, Constantine. I saw Constantine. Constantine makes me feel good. And I also thought of Keanu Reeves and the little keyhole. Okay? But then we can take that back to ourselves. And then Kermit the Frog and foreign Constantine the Frog. And then that little clip that Ren put out there that one day with, there was a guy named Constantine that was doing an interview. And he was saying that his big dream, or he had already had 2 children, and he had always had a dream to have a big family, but he didn't know if he was going to be able to do that. And so, and so I was like, Ren was putting out hope for me back then whenever he would get me to listen to an interview, and you know, get involved with other people instead of it just being us 2 staring at each other. And that I think that was working on listening skills, because it feels like I have actual true relationships with people that I care about now. So Constantine is my favorite con name. I love the name Constantine. And look who's sitting in my lap right here. It's Mr. Tiny. He's smiling. Poor Mr. Tiny. His teeth. So, that's my synopsis for today. There was a true union. I do feel very connected. And the caskets thing. So I kind of thought about caskets being, you know, my last name is Carlson, which is with a CA. So a casket, like, I thought of that as kind of a wedding hint also, because I don't want to keep my last name. So that's, you know, bravery is developing. And it did. When I listened to Lewis's video, and he said that kind of in a stern voice, do I need to make a video about forgiveness and apologies? And he put a big X over certainty. And then I was like, he cares. He cares, and he's getting passionate about it. He cares about the family plan. And so I wanted to mention that. Made me feel good. It made me feel good to be like, to remind me that I'm not going to be betraying other people. And I need to keep that in mind, that other people care like I care also. And we need to keep going. And so those are heartfelt moments. And so tomorrow is the big day, huh? I love you. It embarrasses me. But, and then the Spanish song, I listened to the recording of it, and it seems like I did remember the lyrics of that. I'm going to have to see what the English translation is. But that was a good memory, too, when Ren was laying on the bed and smiling and speaking in Spanish. And then that was before he went to Mexico. I think he was in Canada then, so it was a good connection. And so appreciation was in my poem, so that's what I'm expressing. Appreciation and love. Guess what you said in my head? I'm not going to say it. Okay. No. But there you go. My Rin. Would you say Rin response or Rin reaction? I would say Rin connection. RC, Rin and Chelsey. Here is my Rin connection feedback. Or is it feedback? Communion.